This is Julia Anderson with Real Talk. For Black History Month, we are going to give little-known historical facts about, well, Black history. Sitting in our chair tonight is Dr. Brianna Jackson. Welcome to our show, Dr. Jackson.
Thank you for having me here.
Tell us a little about yourself.
I have a PhD in African Studies with an emphasis on world history.
And who are you going to talk about today?
I am going to present to you Granville Wood.
Please continue.
Granville was born on April 23, 1856. At the early age of 10 years old, Woods quit school and began working at a railroad and machinery repair shop. His interest in electricity and how things work made him learn all of the jobs in the factory. He spent his spare time studying electronics. His early years were spent traveling the country working on railroads and in steel mills.
He did this as a teenager?
Yes, back then, there were no child labor laws. He eventually got a job on the British steamship called the Ironsides as an engineer. A few years later, Woods worked for D&S Railroads driving a steam locomotive. Because of his color, he was continually passed over for promotions. Granville and his brother Leates formed the Woods Railway Telegraph Company in 1884. The company sold telephone, telegraph, and electrical equipment. In 1885, Granville patented a combination telephone and telegraph device he called the telegraphony that could send telegraph messages over a single wire. He later sold it to the American Bell Telephone Company, which we now call AT&T.
And black folks are heavily on AT&T. Where would black folks be without our iPhones?
In 1897, Granville created the synchronous multiplex railway telegraph with allowed moving trains to send and receive messages from railway stations.
That saved lives by allowing trains to know about weather and railroad problems before the train got to that point.
That is true. But along with the good came the bad. Because of the racial climate of the time, many inventions that Granville created were acclaimed by white inventors. Thomas Edison was one of those people.
What?
Yes. Thomas Edison twice tried to claim the telegraph invention that Woods created. And both times Edison lost. Taking the can't beat 'em, join 'em philosophy, Edison hired Woods to work for him.
Well, all right now.
Granville Woods obtained more than 50 patents, many that made the railroads both safer and more efficient. Many of his biggest inventions were bought by Westinghouse, General Electric, and American Engineering. Because of this man's talents, he was called the Black Thomas Edison.
Sounds like Thomas Edison should be called the White Granville Woods. Thank you, Dr. Jackson, for this important information.
Thank you for having me here today.
I want to thank you all for being here today. This is Julia Anderson with Real Talk. Bye-bye.